Ayanda Mhlongo is standing by to give us those details. Ayanda, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Just give us a wrap of yesterday's proceedings and what we should expect in today's case.
Yeah, very good morning to you, Sampier, and good morning to our viewers at home. An interesting day yesterday, I think, starting off in the morning with that surprise arrival of the three officials from the Department of Correctional Services, the National Commissioner of Correctional Services, Arthur Fraser, and the two senior officials from the province of KwaZulu-Natal, who had, of course, been subpoenaed by the National Prosecuting Authority to appear before the court. And that was in expectation that the court was going to deliberate on the former President Jacob Zuma's illness, and the three were likely or had been prepared to testify in that regard. Their advocate Moses Kakane, of course, telling the court that they were unhappy with the manner in which the National Prosecuting Authority, namely an advocate Deploy and advocate Billy Downer, had ordered their clients, his clients, to appear before the court, and the fact that he told the court that they had, the NPA had requested from these three officials confidential and private documents, the former President Jacob Zuma's medical report, which was not in their possession, and it was not something that they could in fact speak about. So the judge, Pietermaritzburg, of course the presiding judge in the matter, then deciding to put aside the issues around former President Jacob Zuma's medical report, also heard from his defense team, advocate Dalimpofu, who again questioned the court around that evidence being brought or being discussed in court. And thereafter, once that matter had been dealt with and set aside, the special plea, which is the plea where former President Jacob Zuma, of course, is seeking the recusal of state prosecutor advocate Billy Downer, that then proceeded with lengthy arguments from advocate Dalimpofu as well as advocate Tabani Masugu on their arguments and the reasons why they feel that advocate Billy Downer should be recused. Speaking about the prosecutor with no title or the authority for advocate Billy Downer to even prosecute the matter, and also, of course, accusing him of a bias, also saying that he colluded in some way with former President Jacob Zuma's political adversaries, and also more recently the allegations that he leaked confidential information to the members of the media. The National Prosecuting Authority from the onset, yesterday in the morning, we had spoken to advocate Mthunzi Mhaga, the spokesperson for the NPA, who had made it clear that they are going to vigorously oppose the application by former President Jacob Zuma's legal team, and that they stand by and support advocate Billy Downer. In fact, advocate Mhaga saying that the decision to appoint advocate Downer as the lead prosecutor in the matter had been taken by the KwaZulu-Natal Director of Public Prosecution, and they saying that the case that former president, or this application, has no merit, has no basis. And then in response yesterday to the arguments or the submissions that had been placed forward by the defense, advocate Wim Trenkov, on behalf of the estate, as we know, of course, that advocate Billy Downer would not be able to lead discussions or to lead proceedings in this matter as it pertains, or this application pertains to him. So advocate Wim Trenkov then coming in, basically starting off there, some people, by saying that in fact he found the submissions and arguments that had been made by former President Jacob Zuma's defense team as an attack on advocate Billy Downer, saying that of the application, at least 138 pages, he said, seemed to be a rerun of old arguments that had been put forward by President Jacob Zuma's defense team. And so he coming out, and then in each of the 12 points that had been raised by the former President Jacob Zuma's defense team, arguing against each and every one of those points. So this morning, Advocate Wim Trenkov for the state is going to then conclude, wrap up his arguments. There will then be given an opportunity for the defense then to then respond to the state, and thereafter the court should wrap up. But as you know, Simpiwe, that the proceedings today are going to be starting a little later than had initially planned, and that is because this morning the judge, in this case, Judge Pietermaritzburg, is going to be part of a memorial service. Today in the court, there is going to be the memorial service for the late Judge Jerome Mnguni. Judge Mnguni, as we know, he in fact presided over two of the former President Jacob Zuma's cases. That was the stay of prosecution application. He was one of the three judges in that matter who presided over that matter. And again, he was the judge that presided over former President Jacob Zuma's application for a stay of arrest. And this was just before his incarceration in the Escort Correctional Facility. He passed away 2 weeks ago, and today his peers, members of the judiciary are going to be bidding him their final farewell with a memorial service that is going to be taking place. Thereafter, the court will then start at 11 a.m. this morning. Simpiwe?
All right, Ayanda, thank you so much for that update. We'll be touching base with you every hour to give us more details. That was Ayanda Mhlongo outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court.